All right, algebra students, Mr. Peterson here. You got your first day of remote learning today, and what I gave for you guys as an assignment to do is the 5.4 review worksheet. Okay, so what it's going to have is a variety of different types of systems to solve, and you can use elimination to solve these, just like we've been doing this week. Or you can use substitution to solve some of them. All right, just like we've been doing this week as well. All right, so some of them are a little bit more difficult than others, so I thought I would just walk you through 4 problems on this worksheet in case you need some help to get these worked out. Okay, but it's just a review of what we've been doing this week. Okay, so to go through this, we'll take a look at problem number 2. Number 2 is set up really well to just do elimination. There's nothing really tricky about this problem. It should be all set up and ready to solve. So we'll just go through this one. This one's pretty simple. If you take a look, your y's and your x's are on the same side, which is what you want. And also your x's are going to end up canceling out because you got positive 2x and negative 2x. So it is ready to do elimination right now. So we can stack and add and end up getting this solved. Okay, so if we do that, your x's cancel. Your y's, you got one y right there. Remember, if there's not a number there, there's a 1 that always goes there. People just don't write it. All right, I don't know why, they just don't. Okay, so we get, add up your y's. You get 6y is equal to 3, and negative 9 is going to get you negative 6. Okay, so just like that, we got our algebra equation set up. Now we're going to get this thing solved. We're going to divide by 6, and we're going to get y is equal to negative 1. Okay, so again, we're trying to find our x and our y, the two spots, the two x and y numbers, where those lines would end up crossing. All right, that's what we're trying to figure out. So we have negative 1 for y. Okay, and just like we've been doing, now you're going to take this negative 1 and you're going to plug it into either one of these equations for y to solve for x, to get your number for x. This one looks like the easiest one to go. So I'm going to put minus 1 in right up there. Okay, so if I do that, I'll rewrite it as 2x, and instead of plus y, I'm replacing it with minus 1 is equal to 3. Okay, I got a 2-step algebra equation to solve for x. I'm going to add 1 to each side. I get 2x is equal to 4. Divide by 2, and x is going to be equal to 2. Okay, so I'm going to kind of go through these steps a little faster because we've done so many of them the week before that we were in class, and this week also. We've spent a good deal of time working through these steps. All right, so there would be our solution to the first one, 2, 1. And on this worksheet, there's a graph that you have to find your answer on. Okay, so go to your graph, take a look at for this right here, this 2, negative 1, and find where that point is. Okay, so let's take a look at number 6. Number 6 looks a little funny. It's set up for elimination because our x's and our y's are on the same side of the equal sign. They're stacked up with each other. The only thing is it's just backwards. Okay, so this is like a standard way to write it where your x and y are over here. These problems, it's just turned around. Okay, so it's an elimination problem. It's just kind of turned around. It just looks backwards. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this thing solved. So if you take a look, it's already set up for stack and add just the way it is. Okay, so we can add these two together. It's just a backwards looking problem. Okay, so if I add them together, 8 and 17 is going to get me 25. 4x and 1x is going to get me 5x. And your y's are completely opposite of each other, so they end up canceling out. Okay, so it's the same thing, just backwards. Now we're going to solve for x. Okay, so we're going to divide by 5, and x is going to equal 5. All right, so we can set up our brackets. We need x, we need y. We already got x. All right, x came out to 5. Okay, now you're just going to plug that 5 in and you're going to solve for y. So you can either plug it in for this x or you can plug it into this x here. It doesn't matter which one you use. I'm going to use this one. All right, so I'm going to replace that x with a 5. So it's going to end up looking like, if I copy it down, I have 17 is equal to 5 plus 3y. Okay, so now I have a two-step equation. It's written backwards, so it looks kind of funny, but we're still going to use the same steps to solve. Okay, I need to cancel out this 5. It's a positive 5, so I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go minus 5 to get it to cancel. And that's going to get me 12 is equal to 3y. And my last step, I just need to divide by 3. Okay, we do that, and we end up with 4 for y. All right, so there is your y value. Okay, so you'll run into a few problems like 6 where they're going to be written backwards, but you can still solve them and work them out. All right, let's take a look at a couple of more, and we'll see what it would take to get those set up for. I always try to use elimination, so I'm going to see if I can get them set up for elimination to be able to solve them. Okay, so take a look at problem number 10. If we look at problem number 10, we have 7x minus y equals 12. And then this bottom one, we have negative 3y equals 7x plus 8. Okay, so the way it's written right now, it's not set up for substitution because we would need either x or y alone. And if you look at either one of these, neither one has x or y alone. So substitution doesn't work right now. For elimination, it's not going to work right now because for elimination, you need x and y to be on the same side of the equal sign. So the first one's good, but the second one's not because I have y over here on this side and I have x over here on this side. Okay, so what I can do, like we did when we were in class, is we can move parts of these equations around using algebra to get it into a type of system we can solve. So I'm going to move a part on these equations to get it into elimination. And what I'm going to move is I'm going to take 7x and I want to move it over here to this side because when I do that, I have x and y together on this side, and then I will have x and y together on this side also. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 7x and I'm going to move it to this side. To do that using algebra, it's a positive 7x, so you got to do the opposite. You got to cancel it by going minus 7x, and then I need to go minus 7x to that side. Okay, so I'm canceling it and I'm moving it to the other side. Okay, so now if I rewrite it, I'm going to start with this one up on top. I'm going to write that one down. So 7x minus y is equal to 12. Okay. And now if I rewrite this one, because I moved 7x over here, I'm going to have minus 7x and then minus 3y is equal to 8. Okay, so you see what we did there? We just took the 7x that was here. Instead, we moved it over to this other side. All right, now take a look. It is set up awesomely for some elimination, and it is ready to stack and add right now because our x's and y's are lined up, and your x's are going to cancel. Okay, so no extra work required here. We can just stack and add. So if we do that, that disappears. There's no number here, so stick a 1 there if that makes you feel better. So you have minus 1y and minus 3y together. Since they're both negative, it's going to get you minus 4y is equal to, add that up, and you end up with not 16, but you end up with 20. Okay, just like that. All right, now we're just going to solve for y. So we got one step. We're going to divide by negative 4. Okay, and we're going to get y is equal to negative 5 for our y value. Okay, so we'll put that over here. We got x, we have y. We're trying to find both of them. So far, we have y, it's -5. All right, now you're going to choose somewhere to put this -5 in for your y. So you can either put -5 right here, or you can put -5 right here. What I'm going to decide to do, I don't know, this one looks a little funny. I'm going to go with this one right here. That looks like it might be easier, so I'm going to take this -5 and I'm going to drop it in right there. Okay, so when I do that, I have -3 times, and it's going to be -5. Okay, so if I write that out, -3 times -5 is equal to 7x plus 8. All right, multiply these together. I get +15 is equal to 7x plus 8. All right, now I got a two-step equation. It's kind of backwards, but I still have a two-step equation. So to solve this, I would subtract 8, and that's going to get me 7 is equal to 7x. Last step, divide by 7, and x is going to come out to 1. Okay, so now we got our value for x. So the spot where these two lines would cross would be at 1, -5. All right, let's take a look at our last one here, number 12. We'll go through this example. So this one kind of looks like it might be set up for elimination, but it's not quite ready yet because we need x and y to be on the same side. And right now they're not. We have 4x here, we have -7y over here, and we have -y here, and we have 4x over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to move parts on both of those equations to get our x's and y's to line up to use elimination. All right, so what I need to do, I'm going to move a bunch of stuff. Okay, so first, let's take a look at this top one. I need to move 7y over here to this side. All right, so it's over here with the x. Okay, so first let's work with that. So we're going to go plus 7y. We'll do the opposite, and we'll go plus 7y over here. So we cancel it there, and we move it over here. Okay, so if we do that, I'm going to rewrite this whole thing. So now I have 4x plus 7y, and I still have the 12. So I have plus 12 is equal to 0. Because I have nothing over here, because I moved that. All right, there's nothing there. All right, now it looks a little better. The problem is I can't have this 12 hanging out here. All right, I just want x and y here, and I want this 12 over to the other side. Okay, so I can move 12 over to the other side. I can move anything I want to move. All right, so I'm going to cancel it out using algebra. Since it's plus 12, I'm going to go minus 12 and minus 12 over here. Okay, so when I do that, that cancels, and I get 4x plus 7y is equal to -12. All right, so now this one is good to go. That one's set up the way I want to. All right, now what I'm going to do is take this bottom one, and I'm going to get it set up the way that I want to also. All right, so to get that one set up, first I need to get this 4x over here with the y. All right, so I'm going to move 4x to this side. So it's positive 4x. So I'm going to go minus 4x over here. Okay, and if I rewrite it, I'm going to do that right down below here. Okay, so if I rewrite that, I'm going to put the minus 4x first, so that way it's kind of lined up with this one. So I'm going to go minus 4x, and then I would have minus y plus 12 is equal to, and now there's nothing over here, so I have 0. Okay, so now it's looking a little better. These are lined up now, which is great. But I don't want this 12 here. So like we did with this other 12, it needs to move over to the other side. Okay, so we'll move it minus 12, and we're going to end up with negative 4x minus y is equal to -12. Okay, now it looks really good. All right, it looks exactly how I want it. And if I put this one with it, then everything's going to stack up really nicely. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to drop it right underneath of this one here. So I'm going to take the 4x plus 7y is equal to negative 12. All right, so everything is nice and lined up. Okay, so we had a little bit more algebra to do on that one to make everything line up to use elimination. Now we're able to use elimination. We can stack and add really nicely. Those will cancel. You can put a 1 right there with that y. So you got negative 1y plus 7y is going to get you 6y is equal to negative 24. Okay, now we're down to that step and it's looking a whole lot better. We're going to solve for y, divide by 6, and y is going to get you negative 4. Okay, so now we have our y value. All right, so let's put that up here. So we have x, we have y. Your y ends up being negative 4. All right, now you got to take this y value, this negative 4, and you got to plug it into one of your equations up here to end up solving for x. And it doesn't matter which one you use. I'm probably going to put it right there. I think that looks a little better. So I'm going to put the negative 4 right in there for y. Okay, so if I rewrite it, I'm going to have 4x plus 12 equals negative 7 times negative 4, which is going to give me positive 28. So we'll save that step. 4x plus 12 is equal to positive 28. Okay, so we got that there. Now we just got a two-step equation to solve. So we're going to cancel out 12. And we're going to get 4x is going to be equal to 16. Last step, we're going to divide by 4. So x is actually going to equal 4. All right, so there is our answer for x, and we'll fill that in right there. Okay, so there's a few examples for you on that worksheet. In case you guys get stuck, you can refer to that. Good luck on the rest of it. If you need some help or can't get one of the problems worked out, let me know and I can help you through email or through Zoom or something like that. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon in class.